Well, this looks like a good place to start. Hello, y'all. Thought I'd do a last garden tour of the year, of the season. Still got a few things growing. Everything's blowed over and fell over. I hadn't staked it. My trident peppers are still growing. You can see there's a pepper or two hanging on there. Got a red one. I hadn't really kept up with these. I gave very little for them. Brought them home. They was overgrown, root bound. I decided I'd put them out and try it. I did get a pepper or two. They really hadn't done well. I should have done differently. Got tomatoes still growing in there. I've got one tomato off that. But all this done is got just really long. Hadn't really put on much fruit. This box ain't got something in it the tomatoes need. Reason we starting here, it ain't for them things. That's minute. I strode some carrot seed in both these boxes. This box here, you can see a little bit of the carrot seed come up, but I had some old carrot seed and I bought some new, and I strode the old in here, and they're slowly but surely popping up. It ain't what it should be. Got everything else coming up with it too. Leaves are piling in. I'm starting to see a few carrots. You can see them right in there. There's a few along. Well, this one, the carrots done good. I put them down the middle. I left a little room at each end, and I just strode them in the middle because I wanted to use the sides. And the carrot seeds are coming up pretty good down through here. Now on the inside here, next to me, is shallots. I've had a couple of packs of shallots, and or as a good friend of mine says, shallots. I've got a few in here. I've tried a few. I actually had Miss Cindy to plant them. And we had a couple dozen come up. About almost 2 dozen. So I put them in this box trying to take care of them. I just had a hard time. This weather's been wild. I've got fruit trees that's done lost their leaves, rebudded, and rebloomed, and now the blooms are dying because the weather. Crazy. I figured this is the last one because it was 37 this morning and it's 77 this afternoon. Probably getting down to the time of year when stuff's gonna die. And these 2 rows here is the Alyssa Craig onions. Like I said, onions hadn't done too well. It's been harsh. Been harsh weather. Sun's been really rough on stuff. I've got a few living. I've got some onion bulbs I'm going to plant. I just want some big onions. Onion bulbs will make good size onions. Whether people that sells them to you says they will or won't. I grow them every year. We make good slicing onions out of them. They might not be the biggest, but onion bulb will grow large if you plant it in the fall and let it grow. Let's go back up this way. I've got plastic down where I want to plant the rest of my onions. Trying to keep the grass down. This is a tomato I planted a couple months ago. You can see it's got some nice ones on it. It's got tomatoes most of the way up on it. I got a few tomatoes. Been getting a ripe one here and there. And got some decent tomatoes on it. I mean, they're not huge. Got a plant down. Got 2 plants down. They get busy, don't they? This one hadn't done a whole lot. It's just growing green. Didn't see much tomato on it. Now these big rows of tomatoes I had growing, this was these over here. Some of these are still alive. I babied them, kept them alive. Now I'm getting tomatoes again. Not many of them made it, but there's a few in here. Baby them along, you get a few tomatoes. The ones that wasn't going to make anything gone anyway. I done took the weed beater to them. You get the point. I've got small tomatoes hanging in here, several of them. Not a bad little tomato. These are the, I guess my pride and joy of the garden. It's the jalapenos. They didn't hardly get as tall this year. These are a little over 5 foot. Ain't too bad. They put on some really nice peppers. I picked my brother-in-law some 2 days ago. Picked him some of the biggest ones we could find. Still loaded. All 4 of them's loaded. And this one over here, it's 6 foot tall. It's high as my head. It's every bit of 6 foot. Big, nice peppers. That's what a jalapeno ought to be. Make some good stuffing peppers. Don't take many to make a good meal. Got some bell pepper here. I'm breaking the limbs. I'm gonna have to get them off. I tied it to the fence, but I never did go back and stake it. As you can see, it's here with the jalapenos, and they didn't cross-pollinate this time. Most time, if I plant one with the jalapenos, we get a hot bell, but it didn't work this year for some reason. Yeah, my shadows and everything. It's about 4:30 in the evening. I've cut a tree down on the other side in my mini orchard, I guess you call it. It's had a lot more sun in. These are 4 little jalapeno plants. The big jalapeno plants I planted from seed that I had from last year. They were ones I grow from seed every year. These are 4 I bought at the local hardware store. They were selling plants just for backup because I was having a hard time getting my big one started. Well, they never did grow big at all. They make little tiny peppers. That's a big pepper, see it? Compared to, these. Okra, I've let it go. I'm done with okra. Even though I still got a roll full of it, and I've got enough seed to plant the world still growing there. This is a jalapeno plant that should have been over there. I messed up. It's the big peppers, but it didn't grow good over here. I don't know, it's crazy how the soil works here. It's 10 feet away and it does just completely different. A few little old bells left. One down there. Looking for him. There we go. Old banana pepper. One on here is really long, somebody hadn't got it. There we go. That's a pepper. Most everything else is either been ground up or replanted for ground cover or growed up with grass. This is another one I think's funny. This is the middle of October and I've got a watermelon. My first watermelon plants died. I still think I had a contamination problem in the dirt. I lost all my cantaloupes, all my watermelons, and something else I'd planted all together at the same time. I replanted. These didn't come on strong till 1st of September. They really started doing good. Started getting cooler at night. The plants started growing. And now I've been eating watermelons. Don't get no large watermelons, but I've got several little ones, which is okay. Yeah, you get little stuff like that too. This is the first garden. Let's go to the big garden, see what it looks like. Yeah, we're here at the big garden. Ain't a whole lot to see here other than greens. I got my mustard greens and turnip greens growing pretty good here. This is my turnips. You can tell the difference in the height. Found some pretty good turnips in there the other day. I got my daddy some out. He's having trouble getting his to grow. I said, well, while you're here, let's go get you some turnips. This is where the corn was. Of course, the corn was a bust. We didn't get enough to even make it worth it. I got it tore down. I just ain't got the tractor on it yet. More greens. I mean, it's pretty much down to ground cover here. I thought I'd show you the sorghum coming up. Apparently we dropped a few seeds. Sorghum's starting to make a comeback. Of course, it ain't gonna do much. All the seeds I planted that didn't come up, now it's trying to come up. I guess probably extra seed I dropped. My little row of flowers. Another reason I come over here. Aramuth. I got another aramuth seed there to plant for next year. Looks like I'll have a couple. While I'm here, I thought I'd gather that. I thought I'd show you the whole big garden. I'm really down to one garden other than greens and turnips. If you want to count all them greens, I've got plenty of mustard greens, turnip greens, and a little clover sowed in here with it. This is just let you see what's left of this. Nice long garden now, nothing but greens. Either this afternoon or by Friday, I hope to have this corn patch turned under. Make it greens too. I should be ready for next year by the time all this grows. I can turn it under for, I guess that'd be considered green compost. Hard to make the ground good. Hope you enjoyed the tour. Hope y'all have a good October. Everything winding down here. Hopefully we'll have her completely shut down by the time cold weather gets here. Y'all have a good week. God bless.